it big. Me, your man, Louis T. Welcome to the 2019 NFL Draft Prospects 101 series, your guide to some of the biggest and hottest names of the 2019 NFL Draft. We're talking edge rushers, and this next guy started out this process probably in a lot higher regard than where he is now. Now, I honestly don't know how I feel about his postseason activity. He hasn't run a 40 to this point, and a lot of it due to injury, but you still want to put a time and be able to put a split to what you see on tape. I think he's a little bit explosive, but then again, he's stiff. You know what I mean? Doesn't have the best movement skills. You saw some of that at the combine, and his combine was not impressive. I talked about him on the combine coverage as one of the guys that didn't really wow me with what I saw on the field. He looked sluggish. He looked a little slow, and some of that may have been due to the injury that he was dealing with, but that's nor here nor there. The tape doesn't lie. And what you're getting here in Clemson defensive end Clelin Ferrell is a highly productive, highly skilled pass rusher that at the next level, with his length and his ability to get to the quarterback, should be a high priority for some team that's a 4-3 base defense. If you're looking for a defensive end and you need a base 4-3 defensive end, Clelin Ferrell may be your guy in this draft. 6'4", 264 pounds, 3-year edge rusher out of Clemson. 44 career games, never missed a game in his career. 27 sacks, that's high production, folks. 50 tackles for loss, that's high production, folks. 5 forced fumbles, that's high production, folks. 7 pass breakups, that's high production, folks. So this guy does a lot to affect the game. He fills up the stat sheet. He was one of the mainstays of that Clemson defense along the defensive line. Also coming out in this draft, Austin Bryant, the fellow defensive end. And then, of course, the two monsters in the middle, Dexter Lawrence and Christian Wilkins. So there was a lot of talent on that Clemson defensive line, and he was one of those guys that helped produce big for them and helped them win a national championship in 2018. And so Clelin Ferrell is one of those guys that I think is very talented, but there are question marks surrounding this guy as we get into the draft. And again, haven't seen a lot from this guy since the season ended. And what we have seen, the little sample size that we do have, it was not impressive. So anyway, I don't want to harp on that because, again, there's a lot of clean tape here, a lot of good stuff from Clelin Ferrell that's on tape for you to be able to see and put your hands on. And so let's do that right now and look at what he was able to do. We'll take a look at some games from 2018. But first, I want to look at one from 2017 in which he was dominant against some high-level competition in Auburn. And so 2017 versus Auburn is where we'll start, and then we'll jump into a couple of games from 2018. And so let's start Auburn at the crib early in 2017. And we start with him taking on a double team on a 3rd and goal from the 1, allowing the backer to come free and make the tackle. And that's selfless football right there. You know, when you're on a team as good as this one, you can sometimes want to go and get yours and be selfish. This is selfless football though right here. Watch him take on this double team, eats up 2 guys, that allows the backer to come free and make that tackle. And so that's selfless football. That's team football. That's winning football right there. Here he stays at home, then shows a little athleticism to track down and disrupt the jet sweep. Again, he's not the greatest athlete in the world, but that's not bad right there to read jet sweep, track that play down and disrupt it. Here, almost jumps off sides, but then gets a tremendous jump on the play, runs the arc and almost gets the sack. And you'll see a lot of that from him, almost getting to the quarterback. And sometimes almost getting to the quarterback and getting to the quarterback are one and the same. Great jump off the snap here, beats the tackle with hands, turns the corner and gets the sack and forces a fumble. And a lot of times with Clelin Ferrell as well, you'll see him get that football out. There's nothing that I like more than the edge rusher that is aware enough to go after the football. The football generally is there for the taking. These quarterbacks, especially when you're coming backside, have no clue that you're coming. You need to go after the football. You need to get, that's the most important priority. You can get a sack and create a 9-yard loss, and on the very next play, give up a screen for 28 yards and a first down. If you're forced to fumble, it's now your rock. And so that's something that I'd like to see guys do more of, go after the football. Here, he's able to just time up the snap, or is he? No, he's offsides, leaves early, and that's something you'll get with Clelin Ferrell and some of these elite edge rushers. They're trying to time up the snap, and they can be a little early at times. And so that's something he's going to have to be a little bit more disciplined at, because like I told you earlier, he almost jumped off sides. Here, he did jump off sides, and that's not what you're looking for from your edge rushers. But sometimes you got to take that from these guys that have the ability to get to the quarterback. They're looking for every edge that they can get, and sometimes they leave a little too soon. Tremendous spin right here. It puts a little bit of pressure on the quarterback. Almost gets to him, but misses. But that's a great move, though. The fact that you see the spin, you see the fluidity there, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for versatility and diverse rush moves. That's one right there as he gets the spin. It's a good move by Jarrett Stidham to avoid him here. It's not like he just whiffed. He did, but Stidham helped him whiff. All right. Gets out of the way there. He was coming so fast, he couldn't stop, put the brakes on and get to him. And Christian Wilkins misses as well. But to show you that Jarrett Stidham's a little slippery on that particular play, but that's a hell of a move there by Clelin Ferrell. Here, nice early penetration to stop the run. And that's another thing you like with this guy, is that he's a two-way go player. He can stop the run as well as rush the passer. And again, if you're going to spend a first-round pick on an edge rusher, you're looking for a guy that can do both. Here, another well-timed jump. He wins, but somehow falls and misses the sack opportunity. I think he was anticipating spin. Remember, Stidham got out of there the last time that I showed you. And so I think he was anticipating a spin, and it didn't come. And I think it kind of threw him for a loop. And you'll get another look at it. I think once he beat the tackle here off the edge, that's a hell of a jump. He almost jumped off sides again. I think he's anticipating spin right there, and he kind of gets duped. And Stidham kind of gave him the old doopsie-doo fake Tony Romo spin out of there, and ran out to the other side of the field, and he missed the sack there. But here, a disruptive on the rollout to his side, runs through two blockers to pressure the quarterback. And again, I love the fact that you can impact the play on your side. They're trying to block you with two guys, and somehow you're able to still get in there and get to the quarterback and force him to get rid of that football sooner than he would like to. That's awesome from Clelin Ferrell right there. And then finally, this is excellent awareness of a screen. You see it, you smell it, you know that it's too easy, and then you don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. You don't bite the bait. Now you've blown up that play essentially by you smelling screen. Now he's got to figure out something else to do with the football, and that's pretty much taking a sack on 1st and 10. Love it. That's what you're looking for from your defensive end as we get to 2018 in Texas A&M. This first play, nice inside move with hands to beat the tackle. Believe he was held by the guard here. I really do. I think that they missed a holding penalty there. They actually get a completion to Kellyman here. That should have been holding. He beat the tackle inside, and they got a piece of the jersey. Here, he beats the pulling guard to the spot and explodes for a tackle for loss. That's just, again, it's what you get with his package. The ability to not only get after the quarterback, but also stop the run. And so you got to love that about Clelin Ferrell at the next level. Here, he explodes off the snap with a beautiful spin move to beat the tackle and flush the quarterback out of the pocket. Doesn't get to the quarterback, but he flushes him. Now, it's still a great play by Kellyman, even though it was tipped, to get the completion there. Here, he explodes off the snap and almost gets the safety. Nice job of the running back, Travion Williams, coming over and getting to him. If he doesn't get to him, I don't know. Even though Kellyman is a hell of an athlete, I don't know if he gets away there. Clelin Ferrell with the head start might be able to get to him before he could get away. Here, he's able to disrupt the run by crashing inside versus the tight end and blows that play up. Now, great job by Travion Williams to avoid him and get up the field, but still he blows that play up by crashing inside. Here, showing versatility to stand up in a two-point stance and disrupt the play as a zone-dropping defender. He wanted to go here. If you see Kellyman, he wanted to go where Clelin Ferrell was able to drop in the coverage and take away that option, and he forced him to tuck it and run, and that wasn't bad. Now, look who makes the play here. Look who comes all the way from the other side of the field to escort him out of bounds. Yeah, that's the same guy that dropped in the coverage on the opposite side of the field. That's great hustle there by Clelin Ferrell. Here, same inside move with hands from earlier, but this time no help from the guard, and you get a sack, forced fumble here. All right, that's awesome stuff right there. Same exact move, but this time no help from the guard, no holding from the guard, and now you get a sack, forced fumble. Here, latch and snatch creates pressure that may have saved a touchdown. I love latch and snatch. You know how I feel about that. But it's his pressure that I think puts extra added juice on this pass from Kellen Mond that forces it. Look, that's a walk-in touchdown. That's great pressure by Clelin Ferrell to probably save a touchdown. Long arm of the law here. He pole vaults himself around the edge for the sack. That's, again, you're looking for move versatility. You're looking for diversity in your edge rusher. You just saw another move there. Blows by the tackle for pressure here. I mean, the tackle barely gets a hand on him right there. That is ridiculous stuff right there. And again, that pressure, I think, forces an errant throw from the quarterback, even though they're going to get PI on this particular play. And on this next play, dip and rip almost produces a sack. He dips the shoulder, rips around the corner, almost gets there, gets a piece of the shoulder pad. As you can see, the jersey coming off a little bit there of Kellen Mond. Somehow, some way he's able to fit that football in there. Don't ask me how that's not picked off, but Clelin Ferrell did his part on that play to stop that pass. And here against Duke in 2018, not a bad drop in the coverage as you see him at the top of the screen. The backpedaling, he's kind of high, not as low as you would like him to be, not as fluid, but that's not a bad pass drop there. All right, he's here at the bottom of the screen, long arm of the law on this tackle, and able to bend the corner for the sack to get to Daniel Jones. That's again good stuff from Clelin Ferrell. And again, move diversity is what you're looking for. He's tapping into that Rolodex to find a way to get to the quarterback. Here again at the bottom of the screen, gets his hands up to deflect a quick pass. They're looking to run quick game here. He's unblocked, and so he gets his hands up. Again, they don't block you, and it's a pass. It's normally quick game. They're trying to get it out of the hands of the quarterback quickly. He felt that. He senses that. He gets his hands up and deflects that football. Love that from Clelin Ferrell there. And so, and again, that was on a third down. All right, now they got to punt the football. So awesome stuff from Clelin Ferrell there. And so there's a lot to like here with Clelin Ferrell. I feel like he's got some length. I think he's a very good pass rusher. And I don't know if he's necessarily explosive, which is why he's always trying to time up the snap. He's looking for every advantage he can get. I think he does a really good job of tempoing his rush, though. He comes off the ball so quickly, and then other times he kind of plays it a little slower, sets up his rush. And the thing I think that's going to help him at the next level is that he has different moves he can go to. He has the ability to switch up what he does. You saw a spin. You saw long arm of the law. You saw him try to win with speed up the field. This guy that I'm going to comp him to, I had a different comp in mind initially, but I think he isn't as flexible as the other guy that I was comping him to. So I went back and looked for someone that's a little bit stiffer in his approach. I think he has more moves than the guy I'm comping him to. And I think he has a higher ceiling than the guy I'm comping him to. But in terms of body type and the way that they move and athleticism, I think they're one in the same. In ex-Tennessee Titan, ex-Washington Redskin, Brian Orakpo. I see a similar size. Both of them came out at similar size defenders. Both have that physical, really sculpted physique. And both, to me, were good athletes, but they didn't possess the agility that you were necessarily looking for. And Orakpo couldn't bend. I don't see a lot of bend in Clelin Ferrell turning the corner. So there are a lot of similarities between those two. Orakpo was really solid in the run game. So is Clelin Ferrell. But I think Ferrell has a higher upside in terms of getting to the quarterback. And we'll see what happens. I don't think this guy has the ability to do what Orakpo did at the next level, which was transform himself into a 3-4 outside linebacker. Ferrell, for me, is a base 4-3 defensive end. I don't see him as a guy that can stand up in a 2-point stance and consistently give you what you're looking for. He needs to have his hand in the dirt and rush the passer that way. And so, to me, if you're a base 4-3 defensive front, this is the kind of guy you're looking for here. If you're the Detroit Lions, if you're the Carolina Panthers, one of those types of teams, this is the guy you're looking for right here in Clelin Ferrell. So that's his breakdown. I'm your man, Louis T, signing off. Remember, if it's not your man T, it's not the best NFL coverage it could be. If you haven't already done so, subscribe to the Louis T Network for more great content. We got plenty more edge rushers to get through. prior to the draft. So don't you go anywhere. Also, check out the Louis T Network podcast. We've had some great draft content on the Louis T Network podcast of late. And there's always great content on the podcast. So go ahead and check that out. Louis T Network podcast available on Stitcher, Google Music Play, Apple Podcasts. Also available on TuneIn and Spotify. And of course, the website, louistnetwork.net. But also don't forget to check out the draft party. That will be live Thursday, April 25th, as we watch the draft live, break down every single selection from days 1 and 2. So we'll be doing it not day 1 by itself, but day 2 as well here on the Louis T Network. Watch the picks live as they happen. Real-time reaction will give you breakdowns and comps and what you should be looking for from these players as well. So join your man, me, Louis T, for the 2019 NFL Draft Party live here on the Louis T Network. I'm your man, Louis T, once again signing off. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.